They say kindness can wear any face. Sometimes it smiles, offers help, and waits for you to trust it. This is the kind stranger.
They say you never really see danger coming. Most of the time, it just looks like someone being kind. A state trooper told me this one night while we sat outside a diner after shift. He said it happened years ago, somewhere between the mountains and the coast, on a road that never stayed in the same place for long. It's not on maps anymore. He said it started with a broken car. Middle of the night, rain like static. A young woman stranded on a winding stretch of highway, hazard lights flickering through fog. Her radio was dead, phone battery gone. Then another car slowed beside her. A man stepped out, neat clothes, steady voice, umbrella in hand. He offered to help. She told the trooper she hesitated, but he seemed safe enough, too polite to be dangerous. He said, "It's all right, I just want to help." She stayed in the car. He smiled, tipped his umbrella, and left, or at least she thought he did. A few minutes later, she saw headlights again. Same shape, same slow roll past her window. He leaned out and said he'd check ahead for a gas station, maybe call for her from there. Then he drove off, but his taillights never faded. They looped the bend and came back, then again, each time slower. By the fourth pass, the sound of the engine didn't match the motion. It idled forever like a recording stuck on one note. Then her hazard lights died, and the world went dark. She said there was a knock on her window. The trooper told me she was shaking when she described what happened next. The man stood there again, umbrella dripping, voice calm as ever. He told her there was a payphone up the road. He could walk her there. And even though every part of her said no, silence is heavier than fear. So she stepped out. They walked together down the empty road. She said her shoes slapped in puddles, but his didn't make a sound. When she tried to see his face beneath the umbrella, the rain refused to touch him. She remembered that detail most. She said the walk felt longer than it should have. The road curved, but they never climbed or descended. Every step sounded the same distance from the sky. At one point, she glanced down and noticed her reflection in a puddle. Only hers. No trace of him. No umbrella. Just the shape of her own face rippling in the water. He spoke occasionally, asking the kind of small questions strangers ask to fill silence. Where she worked, if anyone was expecting her. Each time she answered, his voice grew softer, as though he were listening from farther away. When she stopped replying, he said her name. She hadn't told him her name. The trooper said she started to run, but the sound of rain faded first. Then came a dry, electric hiss, like tires rolling over gravel that wasn't there. She turned a corner and saw a line of cars parked neatly along the shoulder. Different models, all old, all covered in the same thin film of mist. Keys still in ignitions, headlights cold. She passed 6 of them before the fog thickened again. When she looked back, they were gone. He was waiting at the edge of the light when she stopped. Umbrella closed, head tilted slightly. He said, "You shouldn't be alone out here." And she swore to the trooper that for a second, his voice came from both sides of her at once, like two people speaking the same line half a heartbeat apart. That's when she ran for good. She said the road kept lengthening ahead of her, stretching like a reflection caught in water, until the fog swallowed everything except that echoing voice calling after her. "It's all right. I just want to help." The fog grew thicker. When she looked back, her own car was a faint pulse of red light and then nothing. He said, "Almost there," and that's when she realized his umbrella wasn't wet at all. The trooper said she turned to look behind them, and the road was gone. No car, no highway, just reflections of headlights folding through mist that had no end. The stranger smiled and said, "You should have stayed in the car." She ran. She couldn't explain what she ran through, just that the voice followed her, repeating the same word over and over. Help, help, help. Polite, rhythmic, mechanical, like someone playing a friendly voice on loop. By dawn, a trucker found her walking along the median miles from anywhere. Shoes clean, no mud, no car. She told the officers everything exactly as I've told you. They searched the stretch of road she described. There wasn't one. County records listed no highway by that name, no recent construction, no service calls. The coordinates she gave fell between 2 real towns and nothing in between. The trooper said the rain she swore fell that night never showed up on radar. She moved away a year later, tried to start over, but sometimes when she drove alone, the radio would go silent, just long enough for a click. Then that same soft voice, "Do you need help?" That was her story. But the trooper said it didn't end there. About 6 months before he told me, a man reported a breakdown in the same region. When they arrived, his car was still running. Doors open, no driver, only 2 sets of footprints, one normal, one long and narrow, pressed deep like the ground had softened just for them. They followed them until they stopped mid-stride, as if the world had forgotten where to put the next step. The trooper said he doesn't drive that route anymore. Says the highway signs change when you pass the turnoff. Speed limits double, road names repeat, and sometimes headlights trail behind your car at a perfect distance. Never closer, never gone. He says the man still looks the same. Neat, friendly, umbrella in hand. And sometimes if you pull over and roll down your window, you'll hear that same voice right beside the door. Polite, measured, always the same words. "It's all right. I just want to help." The trooper swore that was the truth. I didn't argue. But now, when I drive through fog and see lights pacing me in the mirror, I keep my eyes on the road, and I don't stop.
If the story kept you by the fire tonight, leave a like to feed the flames, and subscribe for the next Whisper in the Dark.